Good morning, Santa Clarita. Delgado here with you on this Thursday, July 17th. It's almost Friday. It's Little Friday. Some call it AKA Pre-Friday. But we're having fun here, and we actually have Jade Aubuchon, co-news director here, giving us our KHTS update about stories you can find on hometownstation.com. Good morning, Jade.
Good morning, Delgado. How are we doing today?
Not too bad. It's almost the weekend, so looking forward to that.
It is almost the weekend. We don't have a TGI Fridays here in Santa Clarita anymore, so you'll just have to make your own fun.
I think we can manage that. How's the news desk looking?
News desk is looking pretty good. I know we've talked about a little bit. One of our Santa Clarita residents was actually crowned Miss Petite USA 2025 this week. And if you don't know what that means that one of the qualifications is these women have to be 5'6" or under.
Okay, I was like, so it's short. So not calling them short, petite?
Petite.
Okay.
Delicate.
Got it.
Yeah, so our new winner is a 30-year-old resident of Santa Clarita named Claire Seidenglantz, and she is 4'11".
Okay, so not 5 feet yet, so 4'11". Okay, that is petite.
It is incredibly petite. She is actually the head of a local organization called the Tiny Warrior Project, which is a charity initiative she founded following a traumatic medical scare involving her youngest daughter. When she was in the NICU, she stopped breathing at just 6 days old and was admitted to the neonatal intensive care unit. And obviously that's going to be very scary for a new parent. So Miss Seidenglantz has stepped up and used her platform to try to gather funds in order to support other parents who are going through hardship in NICUs throughout Southern California.
That's great. It's hard here for any parent to go through, but great that there's organizations like this to offer assistance.
Yeah, definitely have a whole bunch of tiny warriors, not only the little kids who are in the NICU, but also our new Miss Petite 2025.
Yes, and I'm looking at the photo now, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, the whole crown and everything. So.
Oh, I know. I love the crown. They're so pretty, and the lavender dress is just gorgeous. Coming up on something a little bit more relevant to today. This actually hasn't happened yet, but a bit of a preview. Are you familiar with the intersection of McBean Parkway and Valencia?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it's got a couple of different names. One of that is Good Trouble Corner. Other people call it Protest Corner. Other people call it, hey, you know where Corner Bakery is.
Yeah, I know it as Protest Corner recently because I think everybody does as well. That's right where the bus depot is, right?
Correct. The bus depot, the Shell station. You've got the mall on the northeast corner. And then you think you've got a Facey on the southwest side. So long story short is everybody knows where that is. Someone's been caught in traffic there. And over the last several years especially, there's been a lot of times where, you look over to your right and you see a whole bunch of people holding signs. Sometimes it is our nurses at Henry Mayo who are protesting for, better contracts. And sometimes it has been other people speaking out about their beliefs during the various election seasons that we have had. There is going to be another event later today, actually. It is going to be a memorial, I would say, vigil for former Congressman John Lewis. If you aren't familiar with that name, it is because he was a congressman in Georgia. So not exactly our neck of the woods. However, he was also one of the 6 leaders who helped organize the March on Washington in 1963, where Martin Luther King Jr. held his I Have a Dream speech.
Okay, so pretty important.
Pretty important. So you may not know his name, but you've definitely seen his impact. We've all had to watch Dr. King's speech. We've all, at some point, had to read about it or write about it for schooling. And of course, we have Martin Luther King Day every year. So Congressman John Lewis died in 2020, and each year since then, people have been going out and hosting a vigil in his honor. That corner is called Good Trouble by some people because of his legacy. He has a very famous quote referencing Good Trouble. Have you ever heard it?
No, I was going to say, do you have the quote there?
I do have it right here.
Now, referencing that, yes, so with all of that, and specifically with the marches, it was, seen as agitation or not really well received. So that is troublemakers, but it is good trouble.
Correct.
But what is the quote if you have it?
Correct. The quote from John Lewis is, quote, "Never ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble," unquote.
Yeah, so that good trouble. Again, not fighting or no violence or anything like that, but good trouble.
Which is a fundamental American right.
Yes, yes, it is. And that's why a lot of people have taken to that corner and that intersection there to cause some good trouble for whatever cause they see fit. And again, that is your right to do so.
Absolutely. This is a multi-faith vigil that's being hosted by several religious organizations and non-religious organizations around the Santa Clarita Valley, including the Valencia United Methodist Church, St. Stephen's Episcopal, a Unitarian Universalist congregation, the MCC United Church of Christ in the Valley Presbyterian, Jewish, Catholic, and Lutheran communities from the area, as well as the SCD Atheists and Humanists. So this is truly multi-faith organization coming together for this Good Trouble vigil in honor of John Lewis.
And is there a time?
Yes, that will be happening tonight, starting with a procession at 7 p.m. from Good Trouble Corner, so aka McBean and Valencia. I prefer Protest Corner, but that has something more to do with my job.
I'm going to go with Good Trouble. I like that. Good Trouble.
Yeah, it's got a good ring to it. And then it will continue on to Valencia United Methodist, and a formal vigil will take place at 7:30, and then the march will continue on back to Good Trouble Corner.
Right. And I'm sure we're going to have coverage later and then a full story at hometownstation.com.
Yes, absolutely. But if you're in the area and you see a whole bunch of people marching, that is what they are marching for. They are marching in honor of Congressman John Lewis, one of the organizers of the 1963 March on Washington, and definitely one of the people who made it possible for us to hear the I Have a Dream speech.
There you go. What else do we have?
Well, that's my most exciting thing for today and definitely up to date. But we do have a couple of other stories over on hometownstation.com that you're going to be finding later today. I haven't had a chance to share them yet.
A little tease, all right?
Yeah, a little bit of a tease. We have gotten some news back on some of our crimes this week. If you don't know, I get a copy of arrest logs every day that happen here in the Santa Clarita Valley, and our wonderful public information officers over at the Santa Clarita Valley Station, they give me a little bit of insight as to what happens with each of these arrests. So I've shared some of them from this week. There was a guy who threatened someone else with a knife over on 15th Street. But one of them that I want to talk about was actually a case of dangerous and unsafe driving. So earlier on this week on Sunday, just after midnight actually Sunday, so 12:30 in the morning.
Right, and not a lot of great things happen after that.
Not a lot of great things are happening at that time. A couple of Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's deputies saw some people driving a little bit too fast and ended up conducting a traffic stop after he saw two people racing each other on Bouquet Canyon Road, which, I don't know about you, I used to live off of Bouquet. You can hear those cars echoing for blocks around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's that, also it's that I get that schadenfreude of, I kind of want to hear the crash, but sadly enough, it comes when you hear them revving the engine. I'm like, okay, good for you.
Yeah, or you're waiting for the next sound. Oh, yeah, and there's a lot of fatalities that happen on Bouquet Canyon Road. It's not made for racing.
No, public streets are.
Yeah, if you want to see some racing on public streets, go to an actual event.
Yes.
That would be fantastic. Wait for them to actually shut it down and be safe. But one of those deputies stopped those two drivers, attempted to talk with them. He was, quote unquote, uncooperative. So both drivers of those vehicles ended up being arrested. Turned out that they were actually young men from Pacoima and Sylmar. Yeah, so up here, don't know what they were doing up here. We talked about this, I
believe, last week, coming in. Again, this might be related, but coming in specifically to cause crimes here. That was the story we talked about previously last week. But here, just coming, partying in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Yeah, we all got friends. I got friends down in the valley, which means that I'm their friend in the Santa Clarita Valley and vice versa. So everybody gets to come and visit, and 12:30 is not a bad time to start heading home. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Safely. Let's do it safely. It's not race, okay?
Yeah, unfortunately, these men were not doing so safely and were arrested misdemeanor charges of failure to obey an officer and a speed contest. So both of their vehicles were impounded. So keep that in mind. If you want to have a little bit of fun, there's plenty of places to drive your car safely. I definitely recommend Willow Springs up in the AV. I've taken my car up there, did the defensive driving course and everything.
Yeah, and there's also places where you can just sign up. Again, it's not expensive. Sign up and you can go as fast as you want. and it's safe to do so.
Yeah. But yeah, keep an eye out for that story on our website, and we'll have a couple of more details. And I'll let you know throughout the day if we have anything more juicy coming up.
Well, thank you, and thank you for that. Looking for that at hometownstation.com. And for more on that, again, head on over to hometownstation.com. And also our social media feeds. We put everything on X, Twitter, and also Facebook and Instagram as well. Well, thank you, Jade, for that update.
Thank you.
Hometown, your hometown station.